Alright, Friday, May 10th, 2024, 5:52 p.m. I am on the Orono Bog Walk in the Bangor City Forest. I went down here, like I said, I went down here once before, just once ever before, and it was last week. I thought it was actually a pretty nice little walk out here along this. Ferns and stuff growing there. Zoom right in on them if I can. See the different ferns. And nice and quiet and peaceful out here. Some mosquitoes coming out already. Here, between the beginning of the boardwalk and this station is a lag, a shallow moat that carries water around the peatland and toward Pushall Lake. Typically, the lag is dry in midsummer to early fall. The mixed wooded fen, see map, is fertilized and acidity reduced by mineral-rich water from the adjacent upland and from under the shallow peat. The surface is bumpy with hummocks and hollows. Most of these hummocks are formed by root masses of old trees. Almost all plant growth is confined to the hummocks, which are drier than the hollows, showing that small differences in elevations can make a big difference in wetlands. Red maple is the most common tree here. Black ash, northern white cedar, and balsam fir are also present. Tall shrubs include speckled alder and winterberry with its red fruits, and a fall and winter. The most obvious herbaceous plants are the robust skunk cabbage, the royal fern, the largest fern species in Maine, the cinnamon fern, and the smallest sensitive fern. The fuzz from cinnamon fern is used by birds to line their nests. Canada warblers, northern water thrushes, and veeries breed here. Frogs and salamanders frequent the pools and moist ground. This and the next 6 signs on the tall profile conducted indicates concentrations of dissolved minerals. So, and then there shows a map of the bog walk. There are the swamp maples, black ash leaves, what they look like. Skunk cabbage looks like. Cinnamon fern. The Canada warbler. The northern water thrush. And I'm showing you an example of the hammock, the hollow, and the peat and all that looks like. Alright. Need the water right here along us. That's a nice little walk out through here. You can feel the little bridge go up and down as you're walking on it. A little bit, so the wharf, or whatever you want to call it, the boardwalk. The bog walk here. But little benches like that to sit on. If you want to sit, you're getting tired, you just want to sit and enjoy nature. It's a nice little loop around through here. One big loop, it's nice. I said I walked it a week ago. Some more of those ferns. Those are cinnamon ferns. Also known as fiddleheads. I like fiddleheads. But they're way above, they're not in season, they're above season now, you can't take those. You get fiddleheads when they're real little, and the ferns like that, when they're real small. Oh, some skunk cabbage. Well, the big skunk cabbage there. Bunch over here, see? then here's where it splits off. There's no little sign here. I'm going to show you what you're going to see out here. Station 2. There, show you can see the red squirrel, the brown creeper, the yellow lumped wobbler, a leatherleaf, the tamarack or eastern larch tree, peat moss. And it says this part of the peatland was formed by filling a small lake and development of a wooded swamp, as evidenced by a 4-foot deep deposit of lake sediment under the peat and masses of wood at the bottom of the peat. From Station 1, you have climbed a few inches on a very gradual slope formed by the accumulation of peat. These few inches make a big difference. Water drains off towards the mixed wooded fen and lag, so pools are less common here. The lower conductance indicates that less water from mineral soil reaches the surface. Broad-leaved trees like red maple have become less common, and needle-leaved conifers, black spruce, and tamarack or larch dominate the forest. Tamarack is a deciduous conifer that drops all its needles in the fall, and increased abundance of acid-loving peat moss. Plants in the heath family, such as leatherface and sheep laurel, indicate increased acidity in the soil. Patches of feather moss are interspersed with patches of sphagnum. Red squirrels are common. You may notice piles of disassembled cones from which they obtained edible seeds. Birds that breed here include ruby-crowned kinglet, yellow-rumped warbler, red-breasted nuthatch, and the brown creeper. Cinereous shrews and red-backed voles forage on the ground. Please help keep the bog in pristine condition. Do not step off the boardwalk. The plants and upper peat are easily damaged by trampling. Alright. Forest out through here. It's a nice little peaceful walk. You can hear the birds singing and chirping. Right here's where it splits up. They're entering Highland Tract, owned by the University of Maine. See, I want you to go this way, turn around the loop and come back there. But it's nice and pretty out here. I'm gonna bring Yvonne out here next weekend. So I have her next weekend. She's actually never been out here. She'll like this. You know, a little bench right there to set that coming up. And I do believe, oh, no sign. I think at every bench there should be a sign, but I'm not sure. I said I've only been out here once. And I walked it with, I don't know, not a friend or acquaintance, or I don't know what you'd call a person, like. But they only wanted to walk to the bench, from bench to bench to sit, and made it not fun. And they didn't like the walk. All they did was complain about the little walk out through here, and just weren't fun. And they wanted me to take them out to get dinner and rides to stores before I gave them a ride home. It's like, that's all you really wanted to hang out with me for, is just rides. You didn't want to hang out and actually go for a walk and chill. And I told you, my plans were to go for a walk and chill and explore this area. Then, but the map to the third sign. So you can see wood frogs, the red-breasted nuthatch, the hermit thrush, crunchberry, the black spruce. Now it talks about mineral soil here. Okay, see the 7 things here, and we're on number 3, so we're about halfway around already. Alright, now station 3, Upland Island. Right, the conifer forest with some broad-leaved trees. This station is on the highest part of a rocky ridge that elsewhere is buried by peat. The ridge juts above the peat to form an upland island. Such islands are common in many peatlands. The mineral soil here is almost as acidic as the peat at the next station along the boardwalk, but conditions for plant growth otherwise are better here. Old stumps are scattered around the island, indicating that it was logged. The present forest dates back to about 1940. Gray birch, a species of open sites, is dying, and the forest is now dominated by black spruce, tamarack, and red maple trees. Most of the plant species on this isolated upland also grow in the peatland. Bunchberry and other forest herbs species and feather moss occurs here and are also found on hummocks in the wooded fen. The small number of strictly upland species like common hairy cap moss and trailing club moss could have arrived here by wind transport of their spores from outside the peatland. Birds that breed here include black-capped chickadees, red-breasted nuthatches, and hermit thrushes. Wood frogs, cinereous shrews, and red-backed voles forage on the forest floor. So, up 3 now. Alright, sign number 4. And here's the views. Double bench. 2 more benches, quadruple benches here. Now here's these red peat moss, bog rosemary, sheep laurel, Labrador tea, bog orchids, pitcher plant. Those things you're going to see here. And this is the mineral silk clay and peat and all that is shown. Station 4, wooded shrub heath. Low shrubs with scattered dwarf spruces and tamaracks. What a dramatic change in vegetation. The stunted black spruces, some as old as 100 years, or are older than much taller trees in the nearby forest. We have reached a part of the peatland where the soil is extremely infertile. The plants receive nutrients only from rain, snow, and dust from the atmosphere, a condition called ambrotrophic. Most of the shrubs are evergreen and adaptation to nutrient scarcity. Evergreens retain more nutrients and their season for photosynthesis is longer than for deciduous plants. Pitcher plants are abundant here. These plants supplement the nutrients they obtain from the soil by catching insects and other small animals in their tubular rain-filled leaves. Insects are trapped into the nectaries fragrance and red pattern of the leaf and fall into the water. The slippery inner surface of the leaf and downward pointing hairs near the top keep the insects from climbing out and they drown. The bodies of the insects decay and are digested and the plant absorbs the nutrients. Orchids bloom here in late spring, early summer. Orchids and shrubs in the heath family, including Labrador tea, leatherleaf, sheep laurel, and bog rosemary, have fungi on their roots. These fungi help the plants obtain nutrients from the nutrient-poor soil. A clearly continuous mat of brightly colored sphagnum species covers the ground. Yeah, that's what that sign had to say. It's pretty pretty nice out here, guys. See? Good little views out there here. No picking, please. These beautiful plants and flowers are here for everyone to see. They're not grown up yet. I don't see none, but I see little trees and stuff. Peat moss. Here now at Station 5, and you'll see tussock cotton grass, small cranberries, hummock peat moss, white-throated sparrow, northern harrier. Oh, and that's the shrew. This is the mosaic of moss, lawns, and wooded shrub heath hummocks. The vegetation in this part of the bog is a patchwork of mosaic of lawns and hummocks. The nearly level surface are large hollows called moss lawns because they are carpeted by sphagnum moss, a red species, and bright yellow-green one in the lowest and wettest areas. Lawns are extremely wet with water at or just below the surface. Where shrubs like leatherleaf grow on lawns, they are very stunted. Cotton grass, really a sedge, with its bunches of white cottony fruits, also grows here. This plant has air space in its leaves, stems, and roots that supply its roots with air needed for survival in the oxygen-depleted peat. Small cranberry is often abundant around the edges of lawns. Hummocks are raised as much as a foot above the lawns, are drier, and support a more diverse and luxuriant vegetation. Hummock species include black spruce, tamarack, leatherleaf, sheep laurel, bog laurel, and Labrador tea. Unlike the wooded fen here, the hummocks are formed by the upward growth of small shrubs and sphagnum. Sphagnum species of top hummocks differ from the others at the wetter lawns in small hollows. Notice the olive brown colored one, the white-throated sparrow, that whistles its old Sam Peabody song, breeds here. Meadow vols and cincin shrews forage among the plants. Northern harriers fly low in search of such small mammals. Alright, again, some of the views here. Sorry about my reading, guys. I suck at reading. Reading aloud was never really a strong suit. But along the trail here, little birds flew there flying. See a couple little birds there, chickadees. Little chickadees there, so you never know what you'll see out in places like this. I like being out in nature. I like walking on trails and hiking and walking and stuff. I like being outdoors. I'm gonna do some camping this summer. We'll live on here and do some camping with her. Stay on boardwalk. There's only 2 more stations left, so not like it's a big walk out through here. Oh, there's some white pipes out there. I wonder if maybe for gas lines or something. It's a nice little walk out through here, see? I hope you guys are liking this little view and the little walk out here. I enjoy it, nice and peaceful, quiet. As me, I enjoy walking, I enjoy hiking, I enjoy being outdoors a lot. I mean, I value so much, I actually may go out and get a fishing license tomorrow and do a little fishing tomorrow or something. While I'm hiking and walking and stuff. We are at 6-1, Station 6. Hydrological Research Station, seasonal pool and mosaic of moss lawns and wooded shrub heath hummocks. The group of white pipes in the distance is used to study water flow in the peat. This research by the University of Maine scientists is helping predict effects of future climate change on peatlands. The research area is closed to the public. A single pipe next to this station has a floating gauge to indicate the depth of the water surface below the peat surface. Depth of water varies seasonally. Come back at another season to see yourself. About 60 feet northward on the lawn is a slight depression marked by yellow-green sphagnum that contains a pool much of the year. Some peatland pools contain aquatic stages of rare species of dragonflies. The groups of black spruces on hummocks typically have the tallest tree near the center, with a ring of smaller trees around it. When the central tree's lowest branches are overgrown by a sphagnum, they take root to form new trees that remain attached to the parent for many decades. This mode of tree reproduction is called layering. A group of layered trees is a clone, genetically identical individuals, and may be very old. As peat builds up over hundreds of years, the clone stays on top by repeated layering. This area is home to bird species of open and shrubby terrain like palm warbler and Lincoln sparrow. Snowshoe hares forage in the shrub patches. See, snowshoe hares, guys, we might be able to see. That's the Lincoln sparrow. That'd be a palm warbler. It's bog laurel. It shows the black spruce layering. which is pretty cool, and shows where we are here on the map. So, and that water is inches. 1 inch deep right now, so. All right. There's a nice scenery out through here. Make my way out now, looping around. My way to Station 7, the last one. A couple other groups of people walking the bog walk behind me now. You can see across here, there's one group right there and one group over there. About 5 people in total. Well, between 3 and 5, there's 2 there and looks like 2 or 3 over there. I can't quite tell where the wood's now, but anyways. Some of the nice views out through here. Making our way to Station 7. Um, 6:21 right now. Half an hour before they call Miss Along. Sunset's not until almost 8 o'clock tonight. Alright. Starting to come back into the taller trees now. And Station 7 right here, coming right up. Oh, those birds sound nice. Station 7, mosaic of wooded shrub, heath, and forest bog. This station, like Station 4, is near the outer edge of the ombrotrophic nutrients only from the atmosphere. Part of the peatland, the common plant species have been identified at previous stations, but this site also has rhodora, a native rhododendron shrub that displays its rose-purple flowers in mid to late spring. The round-leaved sundew is common here, but this unique plant is inconspicuous because of its small size and its location in hollows. Sundews obtain part of their nutrition by trapping small insects on sticky beads of fluid at the tips of hairs on their leaves. The station has above-average habitat diversity with patches of low shrubs and trees of various sizes. Birds, characteristic of each of these habitats, occur here, resulting in a large variety of species including Lincoln sparrow, palm warbler, Nashville warbler, and the common yellowthroat, a species of warbler with a witchy call. Dense shrubs provide a concealing habitat for red-backed voles. The wide-ranging northern leopard and wood frogs forage here. There's the northern leopard frog. That's the southern red-backed vole. That's the common yellowthroat, a Nashville warbler, round-leaved sundew on sphagnum, rhodora,